Alright everybody, so today we're going to start on another traveler's notebook, and I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree composition book. Okay, so I'm a little more motivated today, not like the last episode. So we're going to take our sheet and I'm going to try to fit my paper to the sheet with just a little border here. So we're going to be cutting down this. I already turned on my laminator. I'm going to cut off this border because I'm using the bottom part of this. Maybe I'll throw in her initial on the inside. Okay. So, what's the length of this thing? Because it's not exactly 11 inches. It is past 11 inches, that's for sure. It's 11 and a half. Okay, so I need to do 7 and I think it's 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter. Alright, and 11, and I'm going to do 11 and a half. I gotta go under. I'm going to do 11 and a quarter. Okay, and then we got our finished side, so we are going to round the corners before it gets laminated, which my laminator is still heating up. Let's make sure that it fits within there. Yep. Okay. I always turn to my corner chomper and the 3/8 size. That's what I like to use. It's the closest to these corners that they put on these books. At least what I have. I'm sure there might be some closer. Oops, wrong side. Okay, so again, we're doing a B6 size cover here. And if you have single-sided paper, now you could either leave it single-sided, a lot of people do, or you can just stick on another sheet and make it double-sided. I like mine double-sided. Now, here is something that a lot of people like to do. Some of them will go ahead and crease or score first before laminating. I do it afterwards, and I actually add extra score marks. The usual is you score one in the middle and then two, one here and one here, and that's what I've seen everybody doing. I actually add a whole bunch of little score marks because I kind of like it to kind of curve more. I like that look, and I do this after it's been laminated because I don't like the look of how it comes out after you've scored it and then laminated. You can really see like a line where there's like an air pocket, although you can throw it back in your laminator, but then you still have to rescore it, so it's, you're scoring twice. So I just want to score one time, and I haven't had any issues with that. Sometimes I have problems when I'm using two papers, but you really got to glue it down real good in that part where you're going to score. So when it's just a single cardstock, then it's, really not a problem. Alright, so we're going to put this in here. Make sure there's nothing inside. And then once my machine is hot, I will run it through. And that would be my cover. But actually I wanted to see about putting something here first. Let's see if I'm going to use one of these. I kind of like the word spooky. Alright, so I'm going to, I don't want to put the Happy Halloween in there, but I will put the little spooky guy in this corner, so I don't have to worry about making sure I'm centered, because once you fold it, you don't want it off. I'm gonna put this guy in the corner here, little haunting guy, and her initial. Right on him. Now that it makes a little bulkiness there, so there might be a little bit of a bubble, you know, air or something. So I'm gonna definitely run this through the laminator a couple times. Make sure that this is not on the inside. I've got glitter from this glitter paper that was stuck with the rest. So there, it's a little more on the Halloween side, even though there's, you know, excuse me, definitions and skeletons here, but that's so cute. Okay, and it's personalized. Let's see if my machine is ready. Looks like it is. And I have this bin here. This is all the elastics that I have for the pen loops and for the threading. So I think I want to use this. I definitely want to use this. I don't know if I want to add black too, like I did my other one. Like I used two colors. We'll take both of these out for now. Alright, so this is just one run, and it's actually not that bad as far as air, but you can see right here a little bit. I don't know if you could notice that. So what I'm going to do is run it through one more time, at least once or twice. And I actually have written down about how much elastic you need. I found this particular elastic at Tuesday morning. It's I had to cut it weird because of the way they put this on here. So I do have a big piece already. But if you don't have a lot of elastic, I do have like a certain measurement about how much you should have with a little extra, you know, a little wiggle room for the those straps, you know, where you put your, where you insert your books, and then also for the closure. Hold on one second. Okay, let's see how it is now. It's gone down a little more. I'm just going to put this one more time and then should be okay. I think I'm going to stick with purple through the whole thing, so we'll throw this black one back. Okay, so sorry about that. My measurements. Again, this is just average measurements as far as how much elastic you would need to run through to make for a 4 elastic for 4 inserts. You need, for the insert part is 32.5 inches at least. You can probably squeeze by 32. And then for the closure or the strap, it's 15.5. That's just an average size or length to work with, so you got wiggle room. So we're going to go ahead and just cut some right here. Lamination is done. Normally when I'm laminating, I will go ahead and laminate everything that I need to laminate. Like I would have already been cutting out my bookmark so I could laminate that and my dashboard. But we're doing one thing at a time here. I will probably do that. I don't know if I'm going to do it in this video or in a separate video, but here's my cover. I just need to trim it, but right now I'm just going to cut this real quick. Okay, so if you're like running low and you're not sure if you have enough, it's nice just to have an idea about how much you need. So 32, so there's 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, okay? That's the inside. And then the closure or the strap is 15.5. Actually, I said 32.5, but I'm sorry, 32.5. I only cut it at 32. This is a really loose elastic compared to my other ones, and I noticed that with the one that I'm using, I used this one and there's a lot of give, so I just cut 32, but 32.5, 32, you should be good. Then this part, 15.5, 12, 13, 14, 15.5, and again, I probably don't even need that much because it is a loose elastic. So I had to cut this weird because of the way they put this on here. Let's get this out of the way. I'm sorry, I keep hitting. Okay, so let's go back to our cover and let's do some trimming. I love that way that came out. Am I singing? So I'm going to trim and leave a border, of course. You don't have to when you're laminating a single piece of cardstock. It actually laminates to the paper. You can actually cut directly to the edge of your paper and it won't come apart. Now when you're doing two pieces that are stuck together, I wouldn't do that because there's the chance that it would come apart, but it's the paper that comes apart. So then here I'm going to cut a little bit on the sides, just a little. And let's see how this one is. This one also needs some. Okay. And now we're going to round off our corners. Oh no! Look what I forgot. I forgot one corner here. We will remedy that. See why I don't do too many videos where I'm showing you. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and round it. Okay, it's not noticeable because it's clear, but I am gonna try to. There we go. So you really can't tell unless you like literally. I'm sorry, I can't. I forgot one corner. But like I said, it is single. It's a single sheet. It's laminated too. This is not going to come apart. That corner where I cut it. Okay, so now we need to score. Let me get this stuff out of here because it ends up everywhere else when I don't take it out. Okay. Alrighty, let's go. Now for my scoreboard. Sorry. Okay, so now we're just going to fold it all. Already got that one. I think we're good. Yep, it's centered. Awesome. So there's the start of our TN. So the center was 1, 2, 3. It was at 5 3/4. Okay, so it is finished. And now we need to punch holes. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Okay, we're going to be punching holes. Once I've scored everything and I've got my marks, my center mark, and I always start with the top and bottom and then go to the middle. So we need to find our center, which is the 4th line, and I'm using the smallest hole, which is 1/8, because that's what I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, making sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, and then we're gonna do a little over about, I'll measure it in a second. I'm gonna go past the 1st line. Okay, so past my first, okay, this is the middle score. I'm passing my first score, and then I'm gonna come back and do the other side, which I'm gonna go like this and do, because I cannot see. I have to bring it over. I'm sorry if you can't see what's going on, but we are going over. And you see, I'm never perfect, but they are about a 1/4 inch apart, the holes. I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Trying to stay even with the other side. Okay, that came out a little better. And now for the middle. Of course, I'm never perfect on that either. So we are going to see, I'm just looking at my ruler here about where my center would be. And 3, okay, 3 1/4. I don't know. We're gonna go with 3 1/4. I'm looking at this thing here. So there's 3, 3 1/4. Yeah, that's not right. I really do suck at measuring. 3 1/2, 3 1/2. Okay. And that's why I don't really give you guys too many measurements when I do these things, because I suck. I really do. Okay, I got it in the middle. Yay! You gotta go to other channels like Bona's channel. She does a good job of measuring. Not me. Okay, so we got our holes. Now we're going to do our elastic. And of course I've done this before, but I'll do it again. And remember, it also depends on what you're using. This is a lot looser than my other ones that are from Hobby Lobby. So, but the easy way for me to do this is I start with my middle hole. And since we've already cut what we needed, we are going to, okay, go through from the outside in, then pull up, and leave yourself enough over here to tie later. Then you're going to come back to the other end, and you're going to go up through the first hole. Okay, pull that. Then you're going to go straight down, pull, and come through the middle hole this time. Okay, you're going to go through that middle hole and then pull that. Keep it a little taut. Now we're going to go back through that first middle hole that we already gone through. So you're going to go right next to that, pull through and out. Now we're going into the second hole here, or the third, and go from the outside in again, pull up, go straight down to the same hole down the bottom, pull that, and then come up through that middle hole, and then we're done as far as threading. So now these two here are going to meet, right, and they're almost equal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little snug, because again, these are super loose and I don't like loose elastics. So I'm kind of just pulling everywhere. Let's see. So you're going to have extra. I kind of like that better. I want it to be taut. Almost like when you're doing a guitar, threading a guitar, or threading a tennis racket. Kind of want it taut. And we're going to tie it. Just one time is all you really need, because the elastic part kind of tightens it for you when you let go. You could leave all of this if you like, but then it's all just hanging out there. So we cut it down, but leave some, because you might want to untie it. Although I kind of make a really tight, thing where it's kind of hard to do, but you can pick at it and get it to open up again. But you see how snug these are now? Before they were super loose. Alright, so then the next thing we're going to do is, and honestly, I like to already have, like, take my old one and use it as a guide as far as where I want to tie this. And since I haven't made all of the inserts yet, I'm not 100% sure how tight I want to do this. So first off, grab the piece that we cut, the shorter piece, and you're going to do a loose knot, okay? Just a loose one. Let's say there for now, okay? Then we're going to run through the loop, not the knot part. Run the loop through the hole, the middle hole. Okay. Get it through and then pull it out. And then put it around your book. Okay, so if it's good enough there, now take your hand and see if you got enough. But usually, like I said, I kind of like to put in stuff in there. So like if you already have several books that you're going to throw in, you can put that in there. See if it's tight enough but not too tight. The tighter you make it, the more chances it's going to get cut by the lamination. I have my old one here. This might be about the thickness that this book might come out to. So we're going to test that out. And that's pretty good. I'm going to leave it there. So I'm going to tie it a little tighter. I'm just going to come back and pull on that and make it tight. Okay, so but I'm going to cut a little bit off here, not too much. So there's not too much hanging out. Alright, so there's my cover. Okay, my finished cover ready to get filled. It actually came out pretty even here. Usually I get these all wonky, even this part. And then it's already got a little decoration in there. You can add your dangle, which of course I will make one. It's not required, but I always like to add a dangle. Okay, so that's my cover. I'm going to do, I guess I'll do it in this video, the dashboard. What else do I gotta laminate? Oh, the bookmarks too. So let's come back to my paper. So I want to make sure this is enough. You need at least 5, yep, by 7. It's more than enough. So I'm going to cut this out. And then I'll cut it down to size, but I just want to cut it first. Oops. It's the most spectacular time of the year. That's fun. Okay, so we need to make a bookmark. Now our inserts are 5 by 7, but we want it slightly shorter and slightly narrower. The finished product after you've laminated will be 5 inches, so we're just going to cut off, 7 inches, I'm sorry, please don't pay attention. 7, so it's going to be just under 7. Remember, it's going to get laminated, so you're going to be adding at least 1/8 of an inch on each side. So we're going to do 6 3/4, give or take a hair. And we're going to double check with this. So you see how there's a little bit of space top and bottom? That gets laminated and it would be the same size. So now we're going to cut off this side, and again it's 5-inch width, but you want it slightly shorter with the lamination. So I'm actually going to make it even shorter than before and do 4.5. Okay, so we're doing 4.5, and if you're going to round your corners, I suggest you do that now. I forgot to do that first last time, and I ended up, because I had put something here and it got in the way when I was trying to round it with my tool here, but I'm going to do it now this time. So this is how we do a bookmark, and again there's several tutorials on that as well. Alright, so I need to put something up here, some kind of a tab. Alright, we're going to do haunted. I wish there were some that were the same size. But it's not. Howling Fun is, I think I'll use that, and then Howling Fun on the other side. So we're going to put this down just on the edge, center. Okay, let's see if we can make this work with the Howling Fun right on top of that. It's a little shorter. Oh, there we go. And I need to trim here. Let me use my other scissors for that. Alright. I don't want to get the sticky stuff on my... Make it work, that's what I say. Now I have to have tabs on my bookmarks, otherwise you don't see it. You have to look for it. People put their pens on their bookmarks, but I kind of like the removable holder, so you can put it wherever you want. I don't put anything on it on the outside. I like it to be more like a bookmark, what's showing on the top part. So we're going to round these so it looks more like a tab. And I'm not doing a very good job, am I? I've got to round this one a little more. Okay, so we've got our tabs on, and now we can laminate. I need to laminate something else because I'm going to be wasting. Let me see. I got this extra piece of laminate that I cut off. I need something here, I think. What can I put there? feel like this white space is just wasted space. But nope, I don't like it. Or maybe I put another word in there. Or just leave it like that. I think that's enough. Just gonna leave it. I'm thinking too hard. Alright. And I know they tell you not to run these through when they're being cut. But I haven't had any problems doing that. Just as long as it's all together. I don't care that this is crooked in here. And I'm just kind of letting it stick to itself. So when I run it through, it won't come apart. Just gotta be careful. Make sure you slide it in carefully. Okay, I'm like making sure it looks fine. And not a problem. It's running through just fine. Alright, so let's look for what we're going to use for our dashboard. I really love this paper. Oh, this is so fun. The eyes. But so is this. I think I want to use this one. I think I'll use the eyes for the folder. See, no problems running it through. Just got to be careful. I'm going to do it one more time just to get a better seal. And now for my dashboard. Okay, for that, you need to cut two pieces that are 5 by 7. Okay, and they don't have to be continuous pieces. You know, you can use one sheet and another. You're not going to see both of them at the same time because something's going to be in between, which I'm going to have a book in between. Okay, I'm just checking my laminating. So what we're going to do is cut 7 inches. Okay, this is done. I'll trim that in a second. 7 inches, right? And then we're going to cut two pieces that are 5 inches. Two 5-inch pieces. Okay. This is how we're going to make our dashboard. Now, decide what's your front of your dashboard. You want this or that. So I'm kind of going for this as my inside. You're going to put them back insides together. So this is what you're going to see on the outside, right? It's going to open like this. So if you're going to be rounding your corners, you do that now. You keep the two together, as so. And round. You only have to round 2 corners. You don't have to do this side. Although you can if you want to. Okay, so I got... Did I do that right? Okay. So I got my 2 pieces. I'm going to get another laminate. And open it up. Alright, so now we're just gonna open this up, put one side in against the edge, and then the other side, you gotta decide how thick you want this to be. And it's going to be according to what kind of booklet you're going to put inside. So this one's a pretty thick booklet. So depending on that, and you want to kind of just eyeball the thickness and just give it a little extra so it has room. And then you can take a straight edge to make sure that they're, you know, straight. Let's pretty straight. Put down your other side. Okay. And again, I like to do this because it kind of holds it in place when I transfer from one table to the other, and you know, it doesn't move around inside. So I'm looking at it, make sure it's all straight, and I'm going to slip it into my machine. And as I ran it through, I was holding the other end while it caught on, and it pulled in just enough so it would catch on the tray. You don't want to let it go right away, or that second piece is going to move around in there. So that's what I was doing when it got quiet. Alright, so while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and trim my bookmark, which is right here. Remember, I didn't put this in perfectly straight, so I'm just going to follow my line here and trim. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that and come over here. Okay, my dashboard is done. I'm going to run it one more time through there. So we got that laminated. Okay, I'm back. Okay, and I'm cutting really close. I'm still leaving a slight border, but I'm not leaving too much of a border. Okay, so now I need to cut the rest by hand. The laminator's still going, so we're just going to go ahead and cut the corners. And then over here, just kind of follow the shape. I'm going to go over here first. And okay, I'm going to go this way, actually turn it around. It's difficult to get certain corners. Okay, so there's that dashboard, or no, bookmark, I'm sorry. Okay, now you can leave your bookmark as is, but I'll be putting a pocket in a second. And again, some people attach a pen holder and then they'll have a pen attached to the bookmark. But how fun is that? See, and then we can just pop in. Actually, it came out shorter than I expected because I cut the extra laminate a little shorter than before, but it's still good. Okay, so let's put that to the side for now, and let's come back to this. Okay, and we're going to trim. And just be careful because it might not be perfectly lined up with each other. So just watch out for that. I think I got it lined up pretty good though. Alright. Did I upload my video? So I'm doing this. I was trying to upload my first or second episode, but I think I forgot. Okay, and I think we're done with this for now. And now to cut our corners. Now one thing I do like to do with this in the middle, because this turns out to be slightly longer than 7 inches, this here, which is kind of sharp, could, you know, eventually cut your elastic here because it's going to be rubbing against it. So I actually like to, I'll go ahead and fold it. And then I actually fold it in the middle of the gap there. I'll fold that in the middle. Okay, and I'll just go all the way down. And then I'll just take my scissors and only cut the elastic in a little, you know, I'll round it there. Only the elastic, not the paper part. Then this way I'm sorry, only the plastic, not the paper. This way your elastic will lay in there a little better and not potentially get, you know, chopped up. So I just do that little extra something there. I don't know if you'll see it right there. So it lays in better than when it's on the elastic. Oh, why do I keep saying that? Then when it's on the plastic. Alright, so you got your dashboard. Okay, and then your book goes in there. I think I will cover the book. I'm going to try to use up that paper somehow. Okay, so this is where you put your sticky notes. And then you have coordinating, what's this called? Bookmark. Okay, so that's the first part of this traveler's notebook. And I will be back with more. This is just the laminating part of the creating of this. I will be making one of my folders to go in here, and I will go ahead and actually what I'll do is remove this and then just add a cover. So that's going to be in the next episode. And of course, you know, other things to put in here. My clear pockets as well. Actually, let me do this now. Add it to the video. Somewhere I have my Target pockets. I can do that now. While I'm on here. From Target, dollar spots. These are wrinkled. I don't like wrinkled ones. Here we go. Here's one. We're going to just go ahead and add this now. And how I like to do these is pull from the bottom, stick it where I'm going to stick it. I'm going to put as low as possible so I don't cover too much of this when you start tucking things in. And I'll take something and just kind of do this. I get less air bubbles that way. These are removable, just so you know. It just takes a little bit of a tugging, you know, to do so. And there's my pocket. And then I'm going to put one on the cover. There's two that are not so wrinkled here. So I'm going to put one on the cover right now while I'm thinking about it before I fill this baby up. Okay, and then one more in the back. Eventually, I will be out of these things. I'm so glad I bought so many of them. Okay. So those are ready. And my bookmark is ready. So that's the beginning of my, I'm going to call it the Haunted Traveler's Notebook. Alright, so thank you for watching, and stay tuned for episode number 3 where I continue adding to this, and there will be more episodes where I do other things as well. Thank you all for watching. Bye now.